Hello there everybody, I am Reaper Omega and today, welcome to Elder Sign Omens. Sorry about that. Now, first thing I'm going to complain about is that there's no sliders for the music and effects, so the sound settings you have now are what you're going to have regardless of how it turns out, so I apologise if it's way too quiet for you. Secondly, this is a game, funnily enough, based on a board game, based on all this sort of Lovecraftian mythos. I'm talking about Cthulhu and Innsmouth sort of stuff. Dagon, the Elder Signs. Funnily enough, it's almost like it's in the title. Anyway, no, I'm not going to watch a tutorial. I've mainly been playing this on my tablet. I didn't own this for PC until today, funnily enough. Now, we could choose absolutely any of these. Dark Pharaoh. Looks kind of cool. Cthulhu. You don't mess with Cthulhu. Azathoth? Azathoth? I think it's Azathoth. Maybe, I don't know. Hastur, the King in Yellow. Sathorga. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And Yig. Yeah, all these kind of cool sounding things, and then Yig. Sounds like someone's trying to pronounce jig while drunk. I know I can't pronounce anything either. Anyway, this is the easiest one. It's the first one. So let's go and fight Yig, shall we? Let's try and seal him away. I will go through the basic ideas as I go through the video. So consider this an introductory thing. From somebody who has not played the game much and has no idea what he's doing. Now, first off, you get to pick 4 people for your investigation team. You've got all sorts of people. You've got magicians, you've got gangsters, you've got scholars, and the only person I'm disappointed not to see here is Jack Walters, you know, from Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. It's a shame he's not here, but you do have people that use his name. Anyway, you've got Sister Mary. Each investigator has sanity and health, which I'll go into later, and they also have a unique ability. For example, Mary ignored any locked glyphs, although the glyphs are relocked at the end of her turn, so the other investigators don't benefit from that. She also starts with a weapon, a spell, I believe that is, and a relic or something. I don't know much about this, I'm guessing most of it. Don't know if you noticed. Anyway, Harvey Walters. He's one of my favourites. Once per glyph conjure, Harvey may change a glyph showing a terror, which is a tentacle icon, to a lore. We're taking him. He doesn't start with much, and his health is pathetic, but, oh well. We've got a psychic there, Gloria Goldberg. We're not taking you. I do tend to do otherworld adventures as soon as they come in, but I've got better people to pick, in my opinion. But red and low glyphs I'll go into later. I'll go in the whole glyph thing later. Before conjuring, may discard a common item, spell or clue to gain the red and yellow glyphs. Very useful, very useful. Hunches after using a clue token. Joe may conjure glyphs a second time for free. It's pretty good. Magical gift. No, not interested. Psychology is somewhat useful if you're taking heavy sanity loss, but I don't tend to use it that much. This one, Hometown Advantage, once per glyph conjure, Daryl may add 1 to the result of an investigation glyph. Investigation glyphs are numbered, so you can add 1 to the result of that, which is very useful. Bob Jenkins. Never used him. What does he do? Whenever Bob gains 1 or more common items, he receives an extra common. That's pretty good. Amanda Sharp. Basic all-rounder, 5/5. Studious. May complete any number of tasks on her turn. You can only complete 1 task per turn. She overrides that. So, pretty good, but I've got others in mind of who I'm going to take. May restore 1 stamina to an investigator of his choice. He's a doctor. God damn it! I can't do a voice. I was gonna make him a Dr. McCoy joke, but I can't do his voice. Like, I don't know. I'm a doctor, not a paranormal investigator. I can't do his voice. I apologise. Anyway, one of the best abilities in the game, if you ask me. Research. Once per day, Mandy may conjure 2 glyphs again before determining if she was able to complete a task. So that's basically once per investigation for her. So, and might want to do it with coat there. Silly woman. Oh, we got new ones. Oh, because this is the Steam version, so all the premium content is actually unlocked. I tend to play on my tablet. Anyway, science! Monsters cannot appear during Kate's turn. Very useful. I always get screwed over by monsters. Scrouge, whenever Pete gains a common, unique, or spell, he may instead receive a clue common. So you can basically choose what you receive. Strong body. Once per glyph conjure, Michael may change a glyph showing a terror to a peril. Ooh. That's quite good. Archaeology. Whenever Monterey gains 1 or more unique items, he receives 1 extra unique item. Pretty good. Witch blood. Yeah, I don't know what any of these ones are, so give me a second, I'll just go through them. Once per glyph conjure, she may spend 4 trophies to change a glyph into any result. So it's basically wild glyph. That's pretty good. Mark may complete any ordered tasks in any order. Cool. Boston may turn a yellow glyph into the result of his choice. Cool. These definitely are some of the better ones, aren't they? Diana gains a clue token each time she defeats a monster. What's all these icons at the top? Once per day, Jacqueline may spend a clue to change the mythos effects. That could be useful. So when you get screwed over by having Doom 2 at the end of the day, then Jim may focus or assist even after completing a task. I don't understand what that does. How would that work? Because he would be in a different location to the other investigators, surely. Emperor, once per turn, Lola may spend 2 trophies to refresh 1 green glyph that was used or discarded. Nice. Receives an extra trophy when he defeats a monster. Charlie succeeds in an adventure with another investigator, he gains 2 trophies. When Daisy uses a spell, she recovers all lost sanity. Greg Smith. Oh, he looks completely insane. He looks sort of like a mad scientist. He looks kind of cool, though. I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of, actually. He reminds me of someone. If Rex succeeds in an adventure with another investigator, he gains a clue. Mind and body. Once per day, Lily may switch her sanity and stamina values. And we've got to complete campaigns to unlock those investigators. Maybe Jack Walters is one of them. He'd probably be under Cthulhu. Anyway. You know what? Let's go with Psychic Sensitivity. Like I said, I tend to do Otherworld adventures quite frequently. Proceed to the museum. Alright, now I don't know what's going to happen with the opening cinematic in terms of YouTube copyright and stuff. Yig's serpentine minions are attempting to awaken him. You must see the way this father of serpents before his wrath is unleashed upon the world. Collect 10 Elder Signs before the Doom track is filled. Now, I promise I will get to the game. I'm gonna probably have to split this into parts, but I will get to the game. Now, the UI. This is the museum. This is where all of the adventures pretty much take place. You have all the different places you can go, and these are your investigators. These are who are currently at that location. So we've got the magnifying glass over the entrance, so everyone is at the entrance. That is who we are trying to beat, the Father of Serpents, Yig. That is how many Elder Signs we've collected. That is the Doom track. That is the monster count. Now, the Elder Signs are what we use to defeat him. We need 10. Doom track is how many... I won't say how many turns, but how long before we lose. If that gets to 8, I think with Yig, we lose. Straight up. All our investigators die. Monsters are a pain in the backside. You will fight, they will appear at any random event, and they will fight you. And, well, let's put it this way. If you fight them, you will suffer either sanity loss or health loss. Most of the time I've noticed it's sanity loss. So you want to try and avoid monsters as best you can. Or should I say, you want to try and avoid summoning monsters as best you can. And as soon as you summon them, you want to get rid of them quickly, otherwise they will pile up. I think I had about 4 monsters on one event, which made it impossible to complete because of the amount of dice I needed, or glyphs. That is the time of day. It's currently midnight. Every time it gets back to midnight, so one full rotation, a random effect will happen. A mythos effect, as they call it. That can be anything from Doom, increase that by 1, summon a monster, or Doom 2 are the main 3 I've noticed. Occasionally nothing will happen, which is great, but I wish that would happen more often. Anyway, these are the glyphs that we currently have unlocked. When a glyph has this sign in it, it means they are locked. Red and yellow glyphs are more powerful, and you have to use items to summon them. Although occasionally one's investigator's power may give you those dice. For example, if we fought if we went to another world event, she would get both of them unlocked for free. That is our current investigator. So currently we are using Mr. Walters, Harvey Walters specifically. That is our sanity level, and that is our health. Both of these can take damage, and you can heal them at the entrance, but if either of those reach 0, you either die if your health reaches 0, or you go insane if that sanity reaches 0. Alright. We also have items. That one will destroy a random... is it a random? Which I think is a normal. I think it's any monster of your choice, actually. I think, if I remember correctly. And that one will allow us to use a red glyph. Right. I'll do one thing here, then I'll cut the video. So anyone who doesn't want to listen to all this tutorial nonsense won't have to put up with it. I'll obviously put a link in the video linking the two. Alright, so when night falls, to select it outright, just click on the magnifying glass again, but if you want to check out what it entails, click on that. So, to beat this adventure, we will need to conjure a pteroglyph, a peroglyph, and 2 lore glyphs. I'll show you that in a moment. If we fail the adventure, if we completely screw it up, which, given how RNG this game is, it will happen a lot, that's what will happen. We will lose 2 health, and we will lose 2 sanity. That's a pretty nasty effect, given that Mr. Walters only has 3 health. He'll be 1 hit from death. And I appear to be suffering from random case of the hiccups. If we succeed, we will get a relic, we will get a clue, which can be used to reroll glyphs, and we will get an elder sign. We'll also get 2 tokens, which can be used to purchase things. So let's look for an easier one. Right, so that one we'll lose 1 sanity if we fail, but we will get 2 spells and a relic if we win. However, we need a law, a terror, and 8 investigation. So that one will probably be better with him, because he can bump up the values on the investigation things, and hopefully through that he will use 1 less die, or 1 less glyph. But on the other hand, Harvey would be good because he can get that law. If he gets 2 terrors, then he can get that law and lock that one, provided he's got a locking item, which I'll go into later. Writing on the wall. This one has a terror effect. If we activate that terror effect, we'll lose a trophy, which we have none of at the moment, so it's not too important. We need a law, we need a skull, and we need 5 investigation, all on the same turn, I might add. If we fail, doom! We'll add 1 to the doom counter. If we succeed, we'll get a spell, no idea what that is, a item, a common item, and a monster. So we will summon a monster, if we're not careful. Blood on the floor. Now these ones have to be completed in order until 1, 2, 3. We will lose 1 of each stat if we fail it, but we will get an elder sign, a clue, and a common if we succeed. Now this one might be beatable. Let's see what else we've got first. The elder sign. Oh, I love that adventure. But that one, if you look, right, yeah, here we can get law, law, law. He's perfect for this one, but he will lose 1 sanity and 1 health assured. Yeah, if we complete that one, we will take 1 off the Doom track. So we don't want to do that one yet. We want to wait until we've got something on Doom. Hidden Threat. This one continuously screws me over, so I'm not going to do that one yet. We will get a common, a relic, and an elder sign. If we fail, we summon a monster. I'm going to do Blood on the Floor. That one might be possible. God, I love the artwork in this game. Right. Now, this is the adventure screen. This is the order that we need to complete the tasks in. So for this, we need 2 investigation glyphs. These are your glyphs. Here. And we can press that button to conjure a set of glyphs. Each glyph is worth either 1, 2, 3 of investigation, a terror, a peril, or a law. I am not sure why I am getting that sound popping. I hope it stopped. Now we can use an item to conjure a red glyph, which is worth 4 investigation, law, peril, terror, or wild. Now, wild will allow us to select a glyph. However, I don't want to use a red glyph unless I really have to, so let's conjure some glyphs and see what we get. We get a 2, alright, we can drag it here, and we can use it. Now, can I lock? No. Because that terror would have been nice to lock, so we definitely had that for when we got to that stage. Unfortunately we can't. Once again, no terror. No locking even. Right, now, technically, We have failed this because we do not have a skull. We will need to get rid of a glyph because we cannot act. So we need to discard a glyph into the swirling vortex of power over there. Now, I can lock this glyph. You see down here. I can lock it so it's not re-rolled. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And pray that I get a skull. I got a skull. RNGesus is on my side. So, success! I got an Elder Sign, I got a clue, I got some food, which will restore 1 stamina, or as I call it, health, and 2 tokens, which is the currency of this game. Now I've got through all the... oh yeah, and then it goes to the next person. And the clock revolves by 1. Now, I am going to put a break in here, and then when we come back I am going to continue with this adventure and get horribly eaten by the Father of Serpents. It's practically inevitable. This is a very RNG based game. So, yeah. However, thank you very much for watching this introduction video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, I have been Reaper Omega. Goodbye.